Hello, my name is Lloyd Chapman, President and founder of the American Small Business League, and I'm making a little quick video today. We're trying to stop the SBA from changing the size standard on information technology value-added resellers NAICS code 541519. And if they're successful, they're going to bankrupt 1,000 small businesses in the IT industry. And I was talking to some small businesses in Washington yesterday, and it's interesting, and it reminded me of something. I've been lobbying Congress, filing lawsuits, doing national television appearances, radio shows, fighting for small businesses for, gosh, over 20 years. And I've noticed something. Small businesses that work with the government are afraid of the government. They're afraid. So the government will come out with policies that will bankrupt them, and they're afraid to do anything. And I've seen this for 20 years. So being afraid of the government is ridiculous. They work for you. This is America. It's a democracy. So if you're working with the government and government prime contractors, never be afraid of them. Just the opposite. Make them afraid of you. I'm going to say that again. Don't be afraid of the government. Make them afraid of you. This is America. You've got the right to participate in these programs as they were designed by Congress and signed into law by the President. Federal law says a minimum of 23% of all government contracts should go to small businesses. Well, you know, a series of failed investigations have come out in the last decade that show that, you know, most of that money goes to Fortune 500 firms. What are you doing about that? You're being cheated. You're being defrauded. And now the SBA is on a roll here, passing policies to make it harder and harder for legitimate small businesses to land federal contracts and subcontracts, make it easier and easier for large businesses to land contracts. Go to our website, ASBL.com. There's a trailer for a documentary we're making on the front page. Watch some of the 20 or 30 national television appearances I've done and the stories of the mainstream media about small business contracts being diverted to Fortune 500 firms. So this is mid-October 2014. 2 weeks ago, there was a hearing in the House Small Business Committee. Nydia Velázquez, ranking member of the committee, was raking the new SBA administrator, Maria Contreras-Sweet, over the coals for giving small business contracts to Lockheed, Boeing, Northrop, and Raytheon. That's gone on for 15 years. It's time for that to stop. But I think the reason it's gone on is small businesses are afraid. I remember being threatened one time by a federal contracting officer. We had lost a small business set-aside contract to a big business, and I was going to protest it. He threatened me, said, you know, that's not any way to increase your business and whatever. And I've heard that before. So trust me, gang, quit being afraid of the government. Use the Freedom of Information Act. If you want to know, like a prime contractor, you've got the right to know everything they're doing. You've got a right to know every contract they've got, what the small business goal is, if they're hitting that goal. Did you guys know that there's a federal law called liquidated damages that says if a prime contractor fails to make a good faith effort to hit their goal, they have to pay a penalty in the amount of the deficiency? Liquidated damages, look it up. So quit being afraid of the government. Use the Freedom of Information Act. Call your congressman if you feel like they're jerking you around. File protest, but demand to participate in these programs as they're written by Congress. And it's a law, it's a federal law. The Small Business Act is a federal law. You have the right to participate in that exactly the way it says. By the way, the Small Business Act is the largest economic stimulus program in U.S. history for the middle class. Small business should be getting a minimum of 23%. My guess is they're getting about 3%, quite frankly. So go to my website, ASBL.com, take a look at some of the stories, and Google American Small Business League and see what pops up. But trust me, quit being afraid of the government. You're being cheated, you're being defrauded. And it's not going to stop until more people stand up and join with me and the American Small Business League, and let's end the fraud, abuse, and government small business contracting. I'm Lloyd Chapman with the American Small Business League. Thank you very much.